This is a town where you can do anything you want at any time of night. But why don't you join us for a little while? Watch some basketball and have a little fun and get this season going at the 2K Classic from Madison Square Garden. It's our nightcap in the championship game. The Longhorns of Texas and the Golden Bears of Cal. And these two teams, perhaps not expected to match up in this one until Jonathan Holmes took over from Texas as they climbed back from a halftime deficit against Iowa as Rick Barnes walked off with his semifinal victory. And for Cal, they had the guard play. Matthews from deep, Bird from deep. They fired away and they led their squad into this championship game by knocking off the Syracuse Orange, who many expected to be here in the championship game. Tonight's game is part of ESPN's Journey to the Tourney, presented by Sonic, a season-long spotlight on games that will impact the tournament. And welcome inside Madison Square Garden, everyone. John Saunders, alongside my good friend of 28 years, Dick Vitale. Pretty excited to be in a matchup like this. The Texas Longhorns with that great front line and the outstanding guard play of Cal.
Well, you know, you look at Cal with that great guard play, but Texas, to me, so strong on the interior. You gotta love, certainly, Ridley and Holmes. They got some dynamite players. A key player tonight's going to be Felix, certainly without Isaiah Taylor, who's not in the lineup. On the other side, talk about California. If you take a look here at Isaiah, right here, we're going to show the injury right there on his wrist. Goes down, and he has had a terrific year last year. This year, a key player comes down really hard on that wrist, and they will miss him. But Felix gives them an experienced player. He's a guy that made 61 threes last year, and he was a difference maker, John, last night. On the other side, I was so impressed with Cal's threes on the perimeter. You talk about Matthews, he can shoot the rock. You talk about the ability of Bird, he's explosive. And I love Mr. Wallace. Tyrone Wallace is one of those big guards who attacks the rim. So they got talent. This should be a quality basketball game.
You mentioned that Javon Felix is into the starting lineup. Of course, he had to fill that role when Mike Kabongo was unavailable to play a couple of years ago. And as a result, he picked up a lot of experience and carried it into last year. And there's Tyrone Wallace you talked about, along with Jordan Matthews and Jabari Bird. That threesome, very difficult to stop. The guys up front, pretty good as well. Here's a look at the Sonic showdown. The Texas defense, the Cal offense. And Texas, through defensive held their three opponents to 30%.
Well, they get that great size. Had a terrific year last year, kind of a surprise year last year. There'll be no surprise this year. Everybody's expecting them to be in a hunt for the Big 12 title. But remember this, you still got to go through Lawrence, Kansas.
Nice give and go, pass down underneath. Rick Barnes, who a lot of people thought perhaps was going to be on his way out at Austin. Just some people thought he had lost his passion for recruiting and such, but boy, you can tell this, if that was the case, it's certainly back.
You know, it's absurd to look, John Doe. People that were making those kind of comments have to look back into what happened at Texas. When you lose the likes of Kevin Durant, LaMarcus Aldridge, you lose the likes of Thompson, Kabongo. I mean, it goes on and on. Joseph, and all the guys that left early out of Texas, and that's the reason they went to a little drought. You can't have that kind of turnover to have stability.
That's a great point. It's tough. I mean, this one and done has made it difficult on all coaches, but some programs more than others. Kravish with the turnaround is just a little short.
Felix going to get a lot more playing time now with Taylor out of the lineup. Kids love that PT, that playing time. That's what amazes me at Kentucky when those guys play 18 to 20 minutes, and they're all happy though.
They all come off the bench like hockey players, and there's a look at Ridley.
Using that big wide body in the post.
He's a wide body, but he's in a lot better shape than he was a few years back. Kravish
We really liked Kravish last night. I thought he did a lot of things. He could block shots, he scores. I mean, Texas is going to get up and down the floor quickly. I mean, they dominated Syracuse last night. By the way, Syracuse looked pretty good here. I thought McCullough was terrific today in the first game.
This guy is going to do a great job at Cal, just as he did at Tennessee, Conto Martin.
Well, Missouri State as well. He said it last night, I'll say it again. He got a raw deal at Tennessee. They did not treat him the way he deserved to be treated.
Students actually with petitions, replacing and such. I could never understand that. Done a great job coaching, and as I said, at Cal, he's already adjusted to the West Coast lifestyle. He says he's more laid back now. He realizes because of some health issues he had, and because of that situation in Tennessee, that it is just a basketball game and that life goes on regardless of wins and losses. It's important to him, obviously. He's passionate about it. He works hard. But this is 2-hour practices instead of 3-hour practices, things like that.
Well, a lot of people out there may not know, we mentioned it the other night. Konzo is a cancer survivor, having had cancer back in the mid-90s. He's cancer-free. He went through a 4-month cycle, he told me, when he initially got him with chemotherapy. And as you're right, I mean, he's had to deal with some tough times. I mean, I can't even imagine how tough it is to coach when you know there's a petition being circulated around to have you bounce. And here it is, he takes him to the Sweet 16.
Misses, but good hustle on the glass. Behrens, that was his second foul already. That's why he's gone at the bench. Felix chases it down, comes off the baseline, and hits the shot.
He's really, I think he's ready for this moment. He's had a lot of minutes, a lot of playing time. It's not like they went to a guy that had no experience coming in for a guy like Taylor. This is a good basketball team, Cal and Texas.
Kravish comes up high. We're dumping the ball down deep. And Okoro.
Felix can run a little backdoor cut right here. Ball comes loose, he turns, squares his body, gets a nice little screen, has a little open medium-range jumper. Take a look right here. This turn, squares the body real well. Very important for you players out there, young kids. Square that body to the basket. Tuck that elbow in, elevate that arm, get that good follow-through, the rotation, like my guy John Saunders does, and it's usually nothing but nylon.
Yeah, back of the neck, the nylon in the back of the hockey net. That's a nylon I'll be able to hit.
They had one guy, man, as Turner comes on the floor, they had one guy that really filled that net up, Mr. Durant. And his story is unbelievable when he won that MVP with his mom.
Miles Turner, the freshman for Texas, is going to be someone that you're going to hear a lot about this year. Turner, there he is.
Right on the target. Now, Rick said he's going through his stage right now. He's thinking rather than just reacting, and he's really wanting to impress everyone. He's basically a great player in practice, a terrific kid, and he said the upside is unbelievable with him.
Kravish comes up shooting in the lane. Lambert pulls it down. And Holland back to Felix.
Nice ball movement, good reversal of the basketball. You swing it side to side, usually good things are going to happen. You're going to get good shots. Look at Turner, comes right off the bench, turns, getting the little jump hook in the lane. Miles Turner.
Second overall recruit in this class. Almost at 7 feet. Member of the gold winning team of the under 18, which shows you how young these young players are, as good as they look, and they look like grown men on your TV screens and such, but these are just kids who are still developing their game. So you think if they come in with that kind of talent, what kind of players they're going to be. Oh, Felix.
He made 61 of those last year, John. He can shoot the ball. You know, you mentioned Turner getting that USA gold medal, 18 and under. That team was coached by Billy Donovan.
Looking for the back door that wasn't there. Cut off, and Leimert with the quick hands comes up with it, finds Holmes, And he finishes at the other end.
One of the most underrated players in America. To me, he is so underrated. I know I saw my guy, Mr. Greenberg, with underrated coaches. You can put up 50 coaches on that list, but I'll tell you this guy is a flat-out underrated player. Mr. Holmes, Texas.
Classic, the championship game, the Texas Longhorns. 14-4 off to the start against Cal. And they have yet to miss a field goal, but not only that, they're spreading it around too, Dick.
I'll tell you one thing, what they've done really well. I know offensively they've been very efficient, as we see right there, not missing a field goal, but defensively they've done a great job so far containing any penetration out of the California guards. Play very aggressive right now, man-to-man defense.
Wallace trying to create something. Gets it on the iron, but that's it.
Defense stayed right in front of him all the way. That was a tough shot they made him take. I like the way they're swinging the ball, getting great spacing. Nice pump fake. He walked.
They traveled a bit with that.
He's the kind of young player. We talk about potential. That is a true definition of a kid with potential. You can use a lot of players, but that guy has incredible potential. You'd love to coach someone like that, John.
When you get a player like that, Dick, when you coach, and you've been around coaches your entire life, when you get a player like that, obviously they have the physical abilities. What else are you looking for?
Well, you're looking for him to get some confidence. You want him to basically have a little success out there so he starts believing in himself. He's going through a mental process right now with all the publicity he got, notoriety. You know, people expect him to dominate from get one. I mean, the way he's starting here is going to help him big time mentally.
Turner in Texas off to a pretty good start, leading by 10.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by 2K's NBA 2K15. Available now, rated everyone. And TrueCar. When buying a car, save time, save money, and never overpay. Visit TrueCar.com. And BMW. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Madison Square Garden, New York City, Texas with a 14-4 lead here in the championship game of the 2K Classic. Look at Isaiah Taylor, who unfortunately for the Longhorns, unable to play tonight because of a wrist injury. Jeff Goodman has more on that.
Yeah, I spoke to both Isaiah and Rick Barnes before the game, and Barnes said there is a break there. They took x-rays last night here in New York. They don't know how serious it is. They're going to have more tests done when they get back to Austin. My sources tell me that it's probably going to be about 4 to 6 weeks, and that would mean that Taylor is not in the lineup for the game against UConn in Stores next week, and then also the big one in Lexington against Kentucky in 2 weeks.
Tell you one thing, Dr. Goodman, he really is a key player with that super speed and quickness, and he was a difference maker why they had a strong year last year.
I will tell you that sometimes a break is better than a sprain because it has to heal. You have to take the time. Sometimes with a sprain, you play through it and it never really heals. It bothers you through the entire season. So he'll take that 4 to 6 weeks off, but when he comes back, he should be okay. Good defense by Cal.
Good recovery right there by Felix.
Lammert with the miss, though, and they're out of there finally with it.
Having a tough time getting quality shots, Cal, against the defense of Texas. Very aggressive man-to-man defense. Good pressure on the ball. Blocking out.
Toro trying to set the screen for Singer.
That's how Holland can play defense, man. He plays defense. He beats you with your feet. So he stayed in front of him all the way?
Yes.
What a terrific job.
Let him right into Turner.
Beat him to a spot. Tremendous defense right there by Holland. He's a tough, tenacious defender. He's a Rick Barnes kind of player, man. Junkyard dog, just best on-ball defender on the team. I love kids like that. That's how you win. See right there, he doesn't make them make the turn on him. So many guys give up and allow guys to penetrate. You got to rotate help, and that leaves the guy wide open. A guy like you can make the layup.
Well, No, you're right on. You're spot on, though, because he moved his feet so quickly, but stayed vertical the whole time.
Watch him right here. Watch him defensively. Number 2, Howard. He's a great on-ball defender. You can see the pride he has playing defense.
Jump shot from the outside by Bird.
We saw him last night. Very explosive from out of Oakland, California.
Oh, there's a little left-handed hook by eBay.
I'm telling you, they got nice size.
Oh, yeah, they're long up front.
Long and athletic. See, Wallace has size on the perimeter, guys going to guard him. But they're doing a great job staying there in front of him. Now look at this kid get down defensively. Look at Howard. I mean, he loves it. He covers right there. I love kids. Look at him. I love his eye contact, great eyes on the ball.
And forcing the turnover. That is great team defense as well.
Absolutely. Terrific team defense, John. Team defense really consists of you pressure the ball, you help one another, you communicate, and then you finish it off by blocking out. So many teams don't realize a block out is the final part of a defensive team effort.
Yancey looking to find a way to enter the ball. Felix does to Turner. Rattles around, but not down. Texas stays with it.
Turner's got size inside if they get him on a post.
Swings off of it, showing his range. Well off the mark. That's his range. He might want to move in a little closer because that was well off the mark.
Well, they're going to allow him to take that shot. Even if he makes one, they'll permit him to take that. They don't want him around the basket. California had a great start last night. But on the other side, Texas had a poor start. Iowa had a great start. In the second half, Texas was dominant. They went one spurt, 19-7. Holmes really took the spurt over, scoring 11 of the points.
Matthews to his left, finds Bird. Bird's shot is short. And Texas couldn't make up their mind who should get that rebound. Felix drives hard and gets fouled.
You know, yesterday against the Syracuse zone, they got a lot of interior scores around the basket. They have not gotten anything inside at all on that Texas man-to-man defense. That size is making them stay strictly on the perimeter.
Cal did a great job last night of being able to find those seams in the zone.
They did. They got into the gaps, the seams exceptionally well, overloaded parts of the zone. Travis did a great job passing the ball.
Turner turns the face and puts it on the floor. A little jump stop underneath. eBay goes after the rebound and comes up short.
Tough shot right there. Not going to beat him in transition that easy either. They get back defensively, Texas.
Travis. Nice drive, nice scoop with the left hook. He'll make that shot most of the time.
He's multi-talented kind of kid. He can block shots. He passes the ball well. He can shoot the ball from the perimeter, Travis.
He'll play off Turner, so he hands it off to Felix.
He's got a mismatch size-wise. A little toughness on him.
Felix dishes it back outside. Yancey's shot just short. Bird ahead of the pack, looking for Wallace.
Great job.
Felix chases it down.
Terrific job rotating back defensively by Texas. Good rotation.
Turner.
He's got to work on driving to the basket. Hold strong. That's a tough shot. Tough shot.
A great bump by Tarwater. Plenty of room for Jordan Matthews, and he lights it up.
He's a flat-out excellent shooter. We saw him last night. His dad was a good shooter. Coached San Francisco, Flip Matthews. Now coaching the junior college. Was an assistant at one time at UCLA.
Holmes. Texas hit their first 5 shots since they're 1 of 9. Lob into Kravish. Hook won't go this time with the right hand.
He's having a little tough time right there. Got a high percentage shot.
Felix. His floater is short.
They want to run, man. California wants to really push the ball up the floor. Texas getting back, making them play 5-on-5.
Tarwater dumps it down to Kravish.
Why not?
One of these is going to go right.
Well, it'll be 3 times, so for 3.
Philippe from deep. And a little too deep.
Got a little fast-paced game here, going up and down this floor.
Nobody's getting worn out, but the rims are. Nancy lobs it inside to Turner. And
he's got to wheel and go to the basket.
They're doing a nice job when he turns to face. They bump him just a little bit. Nancy short. The Knicks aren't playing here, just in case people are thinking these must be the Knicks rims because nothing's going down. Again with miss.
They're having a tough time shooting the ball. I think there's too much impatience. Teams, they're not being patient enough. Make a few extra passes, a few extra screens, get a little ball movement, player movement. Shooting the ball too quickly. He's taking control right here for Leaks. He's a veteran. He started for 2 years, then Taylor took his job. He came off the bench and was very productive. Nice pass.
Holmes.
Nice move.
Duck under and drops it in.
Great ball fake, head fake. As my guy, talk about underrated. That guy is underrated. You don't hear his name on a national level. Ask people in the Big 12 how good he is.
The only scholarship senior on the team for Rick Barnes, too, so this could be a good squad for a couple of years at least. Shot by Tarwater from outside.
That was not a good shot. He was pressured on the shot, did not have a real open look. He came out of Cornell. He's a fifth-year player, played 4 years at Cornell.
Yeah, that's his shot. He can shoot the long-range jumper. Holmes on the baseline. Good.
That's my guy, Mr. Holmes. I just like his game, John. I liked it last night.
Well, he took over last night.
Yes, he did. Took over late in the game. They went in a 19-7 spurt. He was a difference maker.
Around the perimeter. Bird. Offensive foul. Like Tarwater set a little bit of an illegal screen. As a result, it'll be Texas ball when we come back.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Taco Bell. The new way to Taco Bell is here, only in the app.
Cal right now, 2010 is. We approach 8 minutes to go here in the first half. A little Longhorn there.
A little right there. UConn and West Virginia, John. Kevin Howley, man, doing a great job again. Bobby Huggins has a good team this year. Staten is terrific. He and Boatwright, that should be one heck of a matchup.
Is that a Big East matchup we've got there? UConn, West Virginia?
It looks that way.
Well, you can't keep track of all of these conference changes that have come about because of football.
Can't name me anymore. Who's in their conference at UConn? All the teams. You can't even think about it.
The American.
I know that.
Sometimes it's just hard enough to keep track of the name of the conference.
They got Memphis. They got Central Florida. They got Tulsa.
Houston.
They got SMU. SMU's had a tough losing to Kid Kennedy. That was a big loss for them, losing to Kid Kennedy.
Don't forget Mick Cronin's squad, the Bearcats.
The Bearcats.
Nice pass, and Holmes, a little strong, crashing the glass.
Nice little screen, a little curl move. Came right off that screen.
Muti Abidius was the one who came out of there. Roger, for first name, for UDEC.
His brother played us in the NBA.
That's right. I did not think he would have the nerve to turn around and knock that down, but David Kravish stayed with it and did just that.
I like a guy that's not bashful. He misses 3 in a row. He says, you know what? I'm going 4. 1 for 4 in baseball, you make $15 million a year.
That's why I thought he wouldn't have the nerve to go ahead and shoot that.
Take a look, Kravish right here in the post. He's going to take that little turn around some way. Hey, what am I going to do? I'll turn around, shoot the little J. I missed 3 in a row. Statistics tells me I got to make 1 out of 4.
John Saunders alongside of Dick Vitale, the 2K Classic Championship, and you want to take a look at the Texas Longhorns. And Their team snapshot. 24-11 last year, losing in the third round of the NCAA tournament, but they bring back Cameron Ridley and a very long front court. They signed the nation's #2 player in Miles Turner, whose choice of hats it's like something that Carmelo might wear. One of those guys.
I'll tell you one thing about Turner. What I loved about him, when he made his decision, he said, look, I'm a Texan, man. I love the state of Texas, and I'm a big fan of Kevin Durant, and that's why I'm going to Texas. But, you know, right now you look at statistics, California against the defense of Texas has shot 3 for 15, John. That's 20%. 20%. 3 and 3 is 1, 3 to 15 is 5. When I taught 6th grade, you can know that. It's a common denominator, the least common denominator. But let me tell you this. Shoot 20% is tough to win. They're fortunate they're only down right now by 10 because it could be a lot worse.
We're fortunate you don't want to teach us any more math.
There's a big screen up on top. Nice extra pass.
Dishes it off. Matthews with the miss.
Slapped the ball, should have caught it and have some layup.
Felix, short with the finger roll.
Texas doing a great job containing the guard combination out front.
Singer tried to dump it to Matthews behind the defense.
They're making it tough for Matthews, and they made it tough certainly for Bird.
Weaving his way, holds that dribble.
He's a true point guard. He's always looking to dish.
Short arm underneath.
And missing some tough shots.
Well, that's Barron's playing with 2 fouls. So you wonder about his aggressiveness at both ends of the floor.
He's had a history of some knee problems.
Fired it underneath to Holmes. And Kravish fouls him.
See, what I like about Holmes, you can invert him, you can rotate him inside, you can bring him to the perimeter.
I used to go to this tournament every year. Maui. The EA Sports Maui Invitational. There's a look at the bracket. It's always a tremendous tournament. And pick. Be afraid. Be very afraid. First round matchup with Chaminade, because you know Chaminade has been a giant killer. Just ask Ralph Sampson.
Hey, I'll tell you, down here, look at San Diego State. Congratulations. Steve Fisher got himself a new contract extension, and what a job he has done with those Aztecs. They defend really well, had a strong win over Utah, who's a very good team out of the Pac-12.
Cal, of course, plays in the Pac-12. They'll face Utah this year. That'll be tremendous matchup. Singer outside. That's not for him, right?
Having a tough time shooting the ball. I credit that Texas defense.
Holmes is left alone and rattles right out Ridley with the rebound, and then Lammer cleans it up.
Lammer with the deuce. I know his mom's going wild right now. She's here. The dad's here. I spoke at a big motivational seminar where his dad was, and he was so proud when he put his mother over to me at that event and said, you know, my son plays for Texas, and I have another one that plays for Texas Tech. He's here tonight. He came over to say hi.
The officials want to see if there's any loose elbows flying around. There's a little push in the back there by Lammer.
I really don't see anything significant there.
Kravish, they're talking about. Kravish looks like he took one to the throat. At least he came up holding his throat. So it didn't look like anything that was being done on purpose, but something happened.
I know one thing's being done on purpose. The way Texas is playing, it is a carryover from their second half performance, because they were sensational last night in the second half against Iowa. I don't think there was no intent whatsoever here at all.
No, it's hard to see. I'm just trying to keep an eye on one player at a time. There was an elbow. Yeah, Cameron Ridley.
Yeah, we had a better view from that standpoint.
Ridley into Kravish.
From that angle, John, it looked like there was contact around the neck area with an elbow. What do you think, buddy? You got 2 eyes?
I do have two eyes, and it looked like there was an elbow that I could not tell whether or not it was intentional. And of course, you know, according to the rules, intent is not always the deciding factor. But here's a look at your rule book for flagrant ones and flagrant twos. We had a flagrant two in here last night that I questioned and wondered if in fact it deserved to be one. But what do you think about this one?
Well, come on, guys, make the call. Let's go. Let's make the call and move the game on. See, going in replay, going in a monitor, you know, for certain situations is great. But, you know, you got to make the call and make it quick. You don't want to procrastinate. It takes away the whole momentum of a game. See it in baseball as well. I mean, the idea, you want to get it right.
Well, there's a difference between procrastinating and being indecisive.
I like that. Very, very, very distinguished, John, the way you said that. There we go.
So we've got a flagrant one, which means basically not paying attention to your body and tossing it around willy-nilly. So not saying that it was excessive. Flagrant two would have been excessive, and so that is not.
Flagrant two, you're going out of the building.
That's right.
Personal foul, team's third.
So it is his second foul as well, and Cameron Ridley, it looked like Texas was just getting 2 points and walking away, and now instead Kravish goes to the line to shoot two, and Cal will have the ball.
Got a little smile on his face when he's on the line. They got to start really concentrating now offensively. When you look at Cal getting better shots, setting some screens, getting some guys free, because they've had a tough time getting the kind of shots they want.
Well, Kravish knocks them down and then goes to the bench. The shot to the throat didn't bother him enough that he couldn't make his free throws.
He's a solid all-around player. He's going to have
yeah.
a terrific year this year. I like a lot of parts of his game. Ability to block shots, score from the perimeter, score down in the box with a little jump hook.
Wallace, tough floater, comes up just a bit short.
You're right, John. Tough. All their opportunities have been tough looks. Defense always in front of them. Doesn't allow them to make the turn.
We got a couple players tied up in front of the pack.
You know, last year Texas lost to Michigan in the NCAA tournament. They had won in the second round game. They had beaten Arizona State, Herb Sendik's club. I'm stuck with these guys to calm down a little bit, man. Let's play basketball. Oh, look at this here, a little contact right there in the post.
Doesn't seem like much there, though.
You're not going to get away with that, John. Not going to get away with that. Hey, you know, you think of Texas, you think of some of the players he's lost early. You think about, certainly we mentioned Durant, Aldridge. What about Avery Bradley? What about Tristan Thompson, Corey Joseph, DJ Augustin? I mean, it's unbelievable. I like the cerebral game right here on the point with the rock in this kid's hands. He's really getting them to do the things that he wants them to do.
Holmes picks it up, backs up to the free throw line. Shot rims out. Now Cal trying to see if they can find the offensive magic.
Oh, what a great move right there.
Oh, Wallace says, I'll take it by myself.
He had a terrific move to get by Holland the way he did. He has that kind of ability.
Guards lead for Cal.
I mean, with guys like Matthews and Bird that can shoot the three, he's got to get better rotation on his shot, John. Doesn't have enough backspin. Nice change. Except he left the ball back. Watch Wallace right here. This guy 6'5", Tyrone can play, man. This dude can play. Now, great change. Around the back, splits the defense, goes to the goal, and he went by a terrific on-the-ball defender, Holland.
Wallace kind of took it to himself the last couple of trips down, and now in the half-court game, Bird thinks about the three, moves in for a closer look. Looked like he was trying to draw some contact as he went up in the air with that shot.
Shooting the ball too quickly, just not patient enough. See, Turner, instead of shooting those jump shots, he's going to learn to drop step and explode to the basket.
Nice duck under by Turner. Follows his own shot.
Right there. Good move right there, as you mentioned. Good up and under move. He's going to attack the rim more instead of shooting fadeaway jump shots.
Yeah, especially with his length. Even on his own misses, he's going to be able to go back and get them just like that one.
And he's so quick.
Some of the great rebounders will do that. Okoro, no good. Matthews gets fouled by Holmes.
3. Should get 3, and Matthews can shoot. Here's Turner down in the post. One of the high school superstars. Up and under, goes to the goal. He misses, but he comes up with the offensive rebound. And the score, Mr. Turner, a type of dandy.
So the Kentucky Wildcats, 45-0 is
Larry Brown said that,
predicted
right?
by Larry Brown to go. And after watching them against Kansas, you wonder whether or not that could happen. Here's a look at Texas is hitting the glass, and that's been a big difference. Holmes picking up where he left off last night.
Yeah, really terrific all-around player. He got a +8 rebound margin. But, you know, right now they mentioned the score with Kentucky. The problem is very simple. I think you got to get your players to get in a rhythm and play the top 8, 9, 10 players and play them minutes. I think when you're playing guys 18, 20 minutes, yeah, they're going to win your share of games. But there's only one thing, as we said last night, that counts with Kentucky. That's cutting the nets down in Indianapolis and winning the national title.
So you think no success story at all with that team unless they win it all?
I really believe that. I think that's the definition of what's happened with them because of all the recruiting success and all the, you know, hype over 9 McDonald's All-Americans. To me, I mean, you're a success if you're 39-1. But let's face reality. In Kentucky right now, it's all about winning the national championship.
Well, that's what it's become in sport in general.
Which is really sad in a way. Because you can have great years and people say, well, you can't win the big one. How many times do you hear that?
Heard about some of the great players in every sport.
Great coaches, too. Bud Grant and company. Oh, what a nice try.
Holland to the left hand.
Very quick. But most of all, he excels right now defensively. He's got challenges. The guys he's guarding are really legitimate big-time players.
A defensive player will like that. They want to take on those challenges. Oh, outside. And Tarwater misses the shot because it's blocked. Lambert can't handle the pass, a little too hot. Bird back the other way, over top of Felix. No good, and Turner with the rebound.
Really struggling shooting the rock, John. Nice drive right there by Felix. Ball knocked out of bounds. This kid is so quick. Here's Holland going to go, protects the ball really well, utilizes the left hand. Right here, uses the left hand and makes that layup, going to the goal. Got right into an open area and just attacked it.
And now the officials are again watching some players get tied up. Turner and Okoro.
They jump right in and make sure to stop any kind of tempers, any kind of wasted physicality. So a lot of guys can shoot whenever practice, the scrimmaging. They can't create space in the game. Great shooters have a way, whether it be a ball fake, whether it be a front change, they can create space for their shot.
Yancey gets fouled, trying to take that in. Dick, I know you're a huge college football fan, and Saturday night, while I'm working, you can be sitting at home watching this game, USC, UCLA. Especially watch halftime of this game. It's going to be tremendous.
Two great quarterbacks, right? Both clubs.
Oh, this, you know what? This rivalry is not what it used to be, but it's back on the way to what it used to be.
I think that's Jim Mora when he's done there with the UCLA football program. Yancey at the free throw line, very strong, tough guy. Worked hard trying to improve his three-point shot. He's a slasher. The reason they're up 13, two factors. Rebounding and playing team defense. Playing together as a unit. Communicating. So many teams play individual defense, but they don't communicate, John.
This is a Cal team that did not have problems scoring against Syracuse.
Now they really attacked that zone exceptionally well. But right now, what we're seeing, a lot of people standing around. We're not seeing enough motion offensively by the Cal kids. See, right now, a lot of guys are standing there watching him right now. They want to be Kodak man. They're taking pictures. They're going to go to that, the iPhone, snap some pictures, send it out on Twitter, on Instagram.
Not everybody has your Twitter habits. Matthews hands it off to get out of trouble. Wallace.
They would be smart to get the ball away from Holland, because Holland is not going to allow you to beat him to the basket to create numbers. He's going to stay between you and the basket.
You're also going to have to watch, because Wallace has a habit of getting that left arm out when he's dribbling to his right and trying to create space.
A lot of guys in the NBA do that.
Well, in the NBA, they'll keep the P in the whistle. They won't blow it as often as they will here. Kravish, tough turnaround, knocks it down.
And it fell down that time for him. He's had some tough look. Holland's so quick, he runs that ball up the court.
100 miles an hour.
Out of zone. Came out of the man-to-man. First time this series we've seen him zone.
Number tried to go over the top. That's a little bit too much pepper on that pass.
That was a tough pass to handle.
It's only the third turnover for Texas, though.
They want to now psychologically get this down. Talked about the edge that does mentally get it down to single digits. Minute 30 on the clock.
Wallace tried to go back door.
See, look at this kid playing defense. John, you got to respect that. That becomes contagious to everyone else. I want you people to watch number 2 on Texas. Watch the way he plays defense. Look at him denying. Ball denial. Now he's going to pick him up. And he's playing against a multi-talented offensive player in Wallace.
Travis turned and there was a reach, and so he gets fouled. But you're absolutely right. There's no way they can get the ball to Wallace. You can't get.
Look at this. He's denying the ball. Say deny him. Now we're going to get you down here. Look at this kid. Pride, man. Passion. Playing defense with pride, and that rubs off to all the other players. That's how you win games.
David Kravish at the line did 1 and 1.
Kravish.
Line drive. Little line drive right there.
And a lot of times you see that happen when the players get tired.
Nice block right there by Kravish.
Wallace trying to go coast to coast. Kravish with the follow.
What a terrific follow that was. Coming up as the trail guy. I'm telling you something, Kravish can flat out play for me, man. If I were coaching, I want that dude on my team. You see the block shot right here. Look at Kravish. Rotates over. He blocks the shot. Wallace goes to the rack. And here comes the offensive rebound. Great trail play.
Kravish coming into this season at 170 blocks, and that's all-time high for Cal.
He averaged 11.7 last year, 7 rebounds a game. They finished in the top 4. Pac-12. I think there was a real jam up there for the 4th spot. Arizona, we talked about last night, right now the class of the Pac-12. UCLA going through a little bit of a situation, new players. They lost so much from last year. But Steve Orford, he'll have those guys scrapping and hustling. I'm going to tell you, team out west, people better keep an eye on them. I know my guy Jeff Goodman loves them. Loves them. The Zags, Gonzaga. They are absolutely dynamite. They got size, they got athletes, they got perimeter players, Pangos. I think it's a kid from Kentucky that can shoot the ball in Wiltshire. Transfer.
Jeff Goodman loves him. You're right, Jeff.
I just don't think they have any weaknesses, guys. I mean, they've got senior guards. Look, Gary Bell had 18 points in the first half. They beat St. Joe's by about 100 the other night. They got bigs, 3 different bigs that really complement each other. Karnowski, Kyle Wiltshire, who's a stretch 4. And you got to look, Arvydas Sabonis' son, a freshman, Domantas Sabonis, is terrific. 6'10", plays hard, skilled, does everything.
Hey, Jeff, you told me last night, you think they're going to win the national championship.
I think they're one of about 7 teams that can do it.
Well, you told me last night they were the team.
I'm picking them.
Oh, okay.
I am. I'm sticking by it, but I'm saying they're one of about 7, but I'm taking the Zags.
Boy, yes, you're making predictions in November. That's brave. Felix three-pointer. He liked the looks of that. But comes up short.
You're a guy like Wallace, man. You're going to earn your points tonight with this guy checking you. With Holland checking you, anything you get tonight, you are flat out going to earn it. You like the great offensive players. They don't like guys that play it tough like this. They like guys that back away from him, give him that open look. He'll get no open looks. He's going to have to make and earn his shot.
Well, here's your chance to get it to single digits. Matthews, deep three off the mark. And that was not a great look at it.
Not really a good shot selection sequence right there by Cal. Take a look right here, their defense. Look what Texas has done. Tough to get scores around the basket with their size.
Well, right now, Cal shooting 24%, and that's why Rick Barnes has a lead, and he's with Jeff Goodman.
Rick, how do you feel Javon Felix did in terms of replacing Isaiah Taylor?
I thought he really did a great job, and we really, our offense was good. Then we got away from it a little bit. We went through that long period where both teams got tired. We skipped, I think, the 12-minute timeout. He did a good job. We just didn't make very good decisions with our offense in the last, really, 6 minutes.
How important was it to get Kravish in foul trouble for them?
Well, that's important. We got to play inside. We know that. We did a great job putting the ball in there, but I thought our post guys stopped fighting for their space, got pushed out further as opposed to really trying to get them in there deep where we need to.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, thank you.
Jeff, Rick, thanks a lot. Texas Longhorns go to the locker room with a 10-point lead. Our second half later from Madison Square Garden. Right now, the Land Rover halftime report. Steve Weissman, Seth Greenberg. Here at Madison Square Garden in New York City in the 2K Classic Championship game. This has been an interesting affair already. Texas with a 10-point lead. It looked like they might jump out and run away and hide in this one. But Cal hanging around. Tonight's game, part of ESPN's Journey to the Tourney, presented by Sonic. Season-long spotlight on games that will impact the tournament. And welcome inside Madison Square Garden, where it is much warmer than it is outside. John Saunders alongside of Dick Vitale. And I mentioned an interesting game because the Texas Longhorns and their length were causing a lot of problems for Cal.
Well, they shot poorly, certainly in the first half, 24%. Tough to win a game, and that was the defense of Texas. They did a great job defensively. I thought Holland really was tremendous, superb on the defensive end. And Holmes was really multi-dimensional, putting points on the board, and he also defended really well. He picked up from his game against Iowa. There he is right here, going to the basket. He can step out, he can drive, he can post on the inside, good head fake, good ball fake up and under. He's just so underrated. One of my favorite players I've seen thus far here in the tournament.
Look at our two-car first half statistics, and this has become a storyline for the Texas Longhorns, and that's holding other teams to terrible shooting percentages.
Well, when you're doing that, you got a great chance to win. And if you play consistent defense at that kind of a level, they don't give you a lot of points around the basket because of their size. They play you tough on the perimeter, make you earn everything you can get.
And she passed down to Holmes. Boy, I don't know how he even got that up on the iron.
White did a great job as a set play, got him off a screen, and he did a great job protecting the basketball with his body.
Good body of Cameron Ridley back out there defensively, right on cue. He sends it into the third row.
John, that's the reason you don't get anything inside. With that big body inside, they bring Turner off the bench.
You teach your big men to block like this, or would you rather them just go straight up and keep that thing in play?
Well, I'll tell you what, they had a great shot blocker years ago. Terry Tyler, he was incredible. He bounced off the floor like a Spalding basket, Spalding one of those big balls.
One of the reasons you're a great coach, right? You get great players, and it's amazing what a great coach you are.
Coach on TV, man, I haven't lost a game in 36 years. They're all singing the praises of Krzyzewski about getting to 1,000. I went over the 1,000 mark, man.
Way over. And your winning percentage is perfect.
A lot of Syracuse fans have left the building. Not as loud as it was in that first game.
Lammert, little duck under pass.
He telegraphed that pass. You got to get something out of this.
Matthews off the glass.
Nice 2-on-1, got the ball down. Holland really runs that ball up the court quickly. Puts pressure on the defense.
Ridley. Oh, that's going to be, interference, offensive goaltending, whatever you want to call it. That ball was on the iron. And
well, if it was international, you'd count it, but this is not international. Can't play with the ball up on that cylinder. There it is right there on the tip of it.
The luxury that Conzo Martin has, that he has so many ball handlers out there.
He really got a strong perimeter. They have one of the better perimeters out west. And you talk Matthews and Bird and Wallace. Nice pass
down to Okoro.
Okoro got that, but it was really the defense. It broke down on the tremendous penetration.
And Cameron Ridley got away from Okoro, so he had to grab him.
Nice little look right here, John. Spin, defense comes to the ball, wide open, the diagonal little drop, bounce pass. And right to the box.
The Leafs comes back in play and thinks about the shot, can get up in the air really in no man's land, and Kravis steals it.
They got himself caught up in the air.
Matthews floating away, no good.
Matthews made a great pass on the previous play, but right there, I thought he shot the ball too quickly, falling away with his body. I'll tell you, you go about Space Eater, this is a real Space Eater.
Ridley had his man sealed, Okoro. Holland with a great save.
The league's showing some good leadership skills.
Leaks to Lambert. Holmes puts it on the floor. Trying to drive around Bird.
You got to take this ball right to the basket. He's got a front here and a drop step. A little fall-away jump shot. He and Turner got to work to get to the basket rather than shoot little jump shots.
Especially Ridley, because he's got so much bulk down there as well.
Good defensive play right there by Cal. They get back in this game, man.
And Matthews' shot, though, is blocked.
Holland again. I'm going to tell you, he's an all-Rambo guy. You know, sitting on the sideline there, Mr. Martin was one of my all-Rambo players when he played at Purdue. Meaning he was a tenacious defender. This guy here is a tenacious defender.
When you play for Conzo Martin, you better come out and be ready to play defense, right?
Good spacing right here. Ravage with the screen, will step back from the screen.
That was a great job by Wallace to drive to create the space, get the defense to back off of him.
And that was a tough deuce. It wasn't an easy basket. He's getting nothing easy. He's earning them all.
Ridley and Okoro from behind.
Take a look right here. Here's Holland, playing him tough, getting screen. He goes third man, slides through the screen. Played him real tough, made him shoot it over the top of him. Nothing more you can do defensively. He's got good size. Wallace.
David Kravish, who got hit with the foul, as there was a double team down there on Ridley. Cameron Ridley, all Big 12 defensive player.
He's working on trying to get a little bit more lateral quickness. He's worked on improving his free throw shooting. He's still in progress, man, working on his body, getting himself a little more trim.
Oh, but if you compare him now to what he would look like as a freshman, my goodness.
That's why you got to really tip your hat to him. Great work ethic. See, right now, he's earning everything, Wallace. He's everywhere he looks, he's got Holland right in his face. See, right now, look at him, right up on his face. Taking it, look at a good stance defensively.
Bird? Oh, Jabari Bird is an offensive machine, folks.
They need Bird to get going.
Bingo back the other way, knocked down by Kendall Yancey.
That was big by Yancey. A little momentum was going the other way. That silences down. Look at this change. I mean, this kid's got some skills.
Yeah, look at Cameron Ridley.
Ridley blocked it really well.
Yancey thought about another three.
Good ball movement. Good ball movement.
The leak's no good, and then a push in the back goes against Cal. If that's Kravish.
It was Kravish.
Yeah, they get the foul away from Kravish.
Oh, wow.
Coral gets hit with that foul.
Could have called that either.
Ever so slowly closer to Texas. Now trailing just by 9. 38-29. This is a Cal team. You look at their snapshot. 21-14. Lost in the NIT quarterfinals to SMU. David Kravish returns, a big man in the middle. Big difference maker as well. Conzo Martin takes over as head coach as Mike Montgomery retires. And for more on Conzo Martin's team, Jeff Goodman.
When Conzo Martin went out and left Tennessee for the Bay Area, nobody knew who he was. Not his current players, not the AAU coaches in the area, not the recruits, but he's won over everybody so far. Jabari Bird telling me he loves him. Mark Olivier I spoke to from the Oakland Soldiers program, and he said it took him about an hour and 15 minutes at lunch to be won over. Also spoke to Ivan Rabb, a top 5 player in the country earlier today. Cal is one of his 3 top schools right now, along with the likes of a Kansas, a Kentucky, and Arizona. So Conzo's made up some ground here in a short period of time.
Okay, Jeff, but all right, Dick, you were a math teacher. That was 4 teams by Mike.
Yeah, but I think what Jeff meant is 3 other teams other than
Oh,
Cal.
okay.
Yeah, but 1 out of 4, pretty tough competition he's facing.
Yeah, it was 5, and North Carolina got eliminated a while back. Oh, Holland takes it. Says, you know what? Defense, I can do that. I can do this as well.
Well, he's so quick to the basket. And his defense makes a look at Isaiah Taylor, cheering his teammates on. Watch his quickness, right to the goal. And he uses his body exceptionally well. Very important to use your body to protect the basketball. See that right there? Cut the defensive player off. He goes a little wider. They have an angle to block that shot.
And a Coral, that's his 4th foul.
They made that nice little run, then all of a sudden a 3 and a 2, 5 quick points. So tough to score against his team defense. They play defense with a lot of pride right here in this Texas team.
You have a switch there, and Wallace should have the quickness advantage, but Turner still a nice job to move his feet before committing the foul.
You know, Rick Barnes has taken 4 teams where he's won 20 games, 4 different schools. Man, George Mason he did before he went to Providence. He did it at Clemson, and certainly has done it at Texas.
Barons with the turn, drops it down. Just entered the game.
Nice little post move. Got the ball down low, went to the basket. I'm not sure of this, but I think Rick Barnes was on the staff at Maryland with Franny Frischella, or at Ohio State maybe. I think they all worked under Gary Williams. Franny does a great job for us.
I remember them being on a staff together, or remembering Fran talking about it.
They weren't. I thought it was Ohio
believe
State.
so.
The Buckeyes, who I think could be a sleeper this year in the Big Ten. I really do.
Well, Fran was definitely on the Ohio State Buckeyes staff at one point. I know that. Great recruiter of the Midwest was Fran Frischella.
Oh, nice little
Great
play.
ball movement.
Oh, what a great play.
Prince Ebay with the finish.
Wow. Great high-low action. That's that size, quickness. Prince Ebay, tremendous play right there.
Now this end of the floor, just as much pride.
They are going to be one tough team to deal with this year, especially you add Isaiah Taylor to the mix.
Matthews with the miss. Wallace crashing the glass.
Watch this right here. The ball's going to go up on top, right here, and then we're going to go down to the box. And right there to the box. Got to freeze that sucker. Tell he's not working, but there it is with the jam up to the high post, bounce it down. It doesn't work, man.
You tell it.
Turnover.
Come on, what happened?
I tried to draw it. Doesn't want to work.
It was working in the first game when Len Elmore was working it.
I don't know. My finger's not working. See, yours, you're trying. You're trying. You can't get nothing out of it.
You can't get it to work, Dick.
Not working, man. What a frustration. Freeze it. I like to go freeze it. Look at the zone now. Going to a zone.
Holmes gets a high screen over the top after coming off the middle of that. Falling into the middle, but he traveled first.
Well, the zone creates a turnover for him. They got to find a way to score. Not easy. Texas really tremendous team defense.
Texas only turned it over 3 times in the first half. That's their 5th of the second half. Wallace comes to the ball. Jump step. And rolls it over the front of the iron.
He really has a lot of parts to his offensive arsenal. He can shoot the 3. He attacks the rim really well. He's going to have a big year in the Pac-12. He's not going to face defenses like he's facing right here on a consistent basis.
Oops. Holland had to chase that ball down off of himself. Holland just a little too deep with the jump shot. Matthews ahead to Wallace.
He's really active. Look at Wallace.
Gets it back, sticks it back.
I'm going to tell you, John, he's a complete player. He is the real deal. That kid is the real deal. They're going to love him in the Bay Area. Mr. Wallace. Mr. Wallace is in town in the Big Apple. Here he is. There he is working. Wow, nice little jumper. I'm going to take him to the stage deli for a nice sandwich.
Back at Madison Square Garden, John Saunders and Dick Vitale along with Jeff Goodman. Texas Longhorns with a 13-point lead, or rather, pardon me, a 7-point lead.
Tell you, 2 of the hardest working guys in basketball for ESPN. My guy Jeff Goodman and Andy Katz. Those guys work relentlessly. They're unbelievable trying to get all the info, what's happening throughout America.
I don't want to have their phone bills. That's what I worry about.
Well, you're not paying for it. 2-3 zone right here, John. The Leaks could be dangerous against this. He made 61 threes last year.
Holmes and Ridley kept it alive off the glass.
I feel a little momentum swinging a little bit to Cal. The reason because Wallace has really now taken charge. And it has not been easy. Because the star of stars defensively has been Holland. Give me some defensive back. Joe Strong should call him up. Put him in a Texas uniform.
Wallace? That one rimmed out. Holmes with a big rebound.
I like the way they swing the ball. And good spacing. Rick Barnes knows how to coach. He's approaching the 600 mark in wins in his career. He'll get that certainly this year. Oh, great post position.
Ridley had his man sealed.
Make a step to the ball, John. Too many guys, they drift away from the ball. You got to step to the ball and reduce the distance of that basketball.
So Barnes has 4. He picked up 3 quick ones in the first half. So he goes back to the bench. That's his Tarwater. Team fouls. Cal is over the limit already. Ridley goes to the line. And
he's got to convert here now. That's an area where he's really working hard to become a better free throw shooter.
Arms are so long, you can almost reach over and drop that thing in the bucket.
I like this Texas team. I really do. I think they're a legit top 10 team no matter what happens out here. And there's no way, shape, or form that Cal will finish 7th as projected. Made them both count in the preseason. They were picked 7th in the Pac-12.
Yeah, I don't know what they were looking at when they saw that, because if this is the 7th best team in the Pac-12, then there's going to be a lot of losses for other teams in that conference. Then.
Well, they had a nice nucleus coming back with Kravitz, certainly leading the parade. Mike Montgomery did a heck of a job with them. There's a look at preseason poll right there. Arizona, Colorado, very good. Kid Scott is terrific. Johnny Dawkins over in New York City tonight, playing at Barclays.
Coral hands it off, and Wallace.
You're fouled.
Yeah, Weimer says, I was just standing there and he ran into me. Which is kind of what happened, but doesn't change the mind of the officials.
You know, Cal recently, he's got 3 players in the NBA. Gutierrez with the Brooklyn Nets, got Ryan Anderson over in New Orleans, and Alan Krabs over at Portland. Lonzo actually played several years in the NBA, played for the Hawks, the Bucks, and Vancouver, the Grizzlies, was an all Big Ten player. Worked under Gene Cady. Gene was unbelievable. And he produced so many quality guys, including Steve Lavin at St. John's, Kevin Stallings down there at Vanderbilt, Bruce Weber, Kansas State. My mind's pretty good, man.
That was pretty sharp.
Yeah, pretty good staff he had.
Coach Cady is still helping out Steve Lavin.
Yes, he is. What about his comb over?
He's gone.
His comb over.
He's gone.
Yeah, I know. He's going for $300 2 days a week, $600. Maybe I should try that. There it is right there. The zone. You got to get in the gap of that zone. Watch Ridley. Ridley was wide open. They
Clock's
missed
at 4.
They missed Ridley down in the box.
Holmes scored.
That's a big one. That's why he's special. That's why he's one of my most underrated players in America. Don't you steal him from me, Mr. Greenberg. He's mine. He's mine. Inside, outside.
Jonathan Holmes now with 15 points and 10 rebounds as he adds to his double-double total.
He's a PTP man, a primetime performer. Likes the big stage, the Mecca, the Garden.
Wallace, well, he will drive and create that contact on his left hip.
You see the hand well, John. He's a lefty, goes with the right hand. Look at Mr. Holmes. Kick out, squares that body, knocks it down. Nothing but nylon. And the Texas Longhorns are dancing with joy. Dropping our lines and heading on straight.
All right, Steve, thanks a lot. Keeping us up to date on all those scores. And I had a look at South Carolina on Tuesday. They lost to Baylor. Frank Martin's squad's going to get better.
They're better and better, no question. But I'm telling you, the conference right now, I have my little doubts. I don't know who's going to possibly challenge Kentucky in that conference. I mean, who's really outstanding? Arkansas might be more, what do you call, better than people thought. But really, the conference from top to bottom, no way you're going to compare what we see going on in the Big Ten, certainly the ACC. I think Kentucky's second team, their second team, will win the SEC. I firmly believe that. Their second team, those guys they got coming off the bench, I would project would win the SEC.
But who's coming off their bench?
We'll find some
They
walk-ons.
can't win it with 5 players.
We'll find some walk-ons.
Texas trying to solidify this 2K championship 10-point lead, which is what it was at halftime. Yancey can't come out of there with it. Matthews ahead of the pack. And Holmes swats him. Oh, and then Prince Ebay swats him.
Matthews should have given a bounce pass for a layup. Should have given a bounce pass for a layup. And a 2-on-1. That's a no-no. No way he should have went to the goal for that score, John. You got to give up the rock right there. You got to give the rock up. My guy John Stote, the rock man, would say, give it up. He's got a guy right there on the left side. You never saw him because his head was down. It wasn't that he was trying to be selfish. His head was down. You got to make that bounce pass. You got to have good vision on the floor. Look at that Texas defense. +9 rebound margin, blocks 9. Wow, John, I can read.
You can read, you can add, multiply, divide.
Hey, somebody said, gee, you can do this game, that game. When you're 75, you just want to wake up and see the sunshine.
Oh, come on.
Come on, man.
75 is the new 55.
I act about 12.
I was going to say, in your case, the new 15. This has been the end where Cal has really gone cold. They can't get the flow of their offense.
Well, that's because of the defense. That is because of the great team defense. And I emphasize the word team, not individual. They play as a five, as a unit in Texas. This is a real danger time right now for California. They either make a spurt here or they're going home with the silver trophy. I know you want that gold.
Because I don't think there is a silver trophy. I think you go home empty-handed. Wallace is trying to do a lot of this himself. Now, he's been able to create, but don't you think he has to get everybody else involved a little more?
Absolutely. They go standing around. We talked about it earlier. They become Kodak man. They snap and take pictures. They watch him because he's so talented. And he's got to get people involved. Had an opportunity in that 2-on-1 to drop a bounce pass for a layup. He's a talent. There's no doubt he is a talent.
Scored their last 8 points.
He might be their best all-around talent in the perimeter. I know Matthews can shoot the ball. Bird is explosive. And on a consistent basis, I would say Tyrone really he works hard. Look at him defensively as well.
Bird's been pretty quiet today.
Yeah, very quiet. That's that defense. A little push on the perimeter and missed it.
Nancy was driving at one end, and Holmes was hitting the deck at midcourt.
And watch this on the perimeter. It's a screen, and then we're going to see a little push up on top.
Oh, he slipped.
And then goes home. He slipped.
Yeah, he slipped on that, on the logo. We saw that last night as well.
Maybe their foul shots here. Yancey converting. So many games determine by your ability to make free throws. Convert on their free throws. Right here in the Garden last year, they really sent Connecticut to the Final Four, beating Michigan State.
Oh.
They made like 21 out of 22 free throws in the second half.
Texas has made 10 in a row here, but you're right, UConn in the tournament, it seemed like they never miss.
So difficult. Every possession is so difficult to get the shot you want.
There goes Wallace by himself again. That one rings out.
What he's in now is a little challenge for Howard. Collins got into his head, but he's now trying to take the challenge, go one-on-one.
Well, that's not going to win games, though.
No, exactly. No, I agree with you. He knows he's been played tough tonight. He's saying, look, little macho man, you want to be the little macho man. You'll say, hey, look, I got game, man. I know you're a great defender, but I got game. In the meantime, 4 other guys are snapping pictures.
Cal hasn't scored a field goal in 4 minutes at the same time, too. Kravish finally got his hands on the ball, so he wanted to shoot it right away.
I really credit the kid Howard defensively as a catalyst and a key guy why they have this lead. He may not show up big in the scorebook, but as a coach, he has been a difference maker defensively.
Lambert presenting the basketball before backing it out. Shot clock goes under 10.
Lambert, good role player. Pass the ball, give him size. Comes from a great family. Spent time with his mom and dad. Good people. Should be a good championship game right there, John. It's going to be a good championship game.
Yeah, it's an old Big East matchup there. UConn and West Virginia. Sunday at 6:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2. Puerto Rico tip-off.
Full right against State. They're going to date with Connecticut next Sunday, Texas.
That's right. Fortunately, they're going to have to play without their outstanding point guard, Isaiah Taylor. Barron's just picked up his 5th foul. So he fouls out of the game. Here's Isaiah Taylor, who sprained his wrist, or actually broke his wrist, I guess.
Averaged 12 points a game last year. He gives them real great quickness, and also he allows a guy like Felix to come off the bench. They play together at times as well. You should see my son-in-law. You know, my son-in-law is a hand, shoulder, elbow surgeon. That's his expertise. Chris Forzo.
Yeah, Chris, I owe Chris a little life-saving incident.
Yeah, he played pro
Years back, right? So.
Chris is a lacrosse guy. My grandson Ryan plays lacrosse. Under Chris played lacrosse at Notre Dame. Hey, you're a football guy. What's the chances tomorrow? Play Louisville.
Your chances? Well, I'd like to see just the chances of you guys getting on the same table between your coaching staff and your players.
Oh.
Get that together. They're going after each other in the media all the time. Kravish, nice little jump hook.
Nice little jump hook. I didn't see that. You've seen something I haven't seen. I've just been heartbroken over their losses recently. I look at post play right there. Strong. I go to the right. Go to the basket.
It's eBay. Oh, he deserved that shot. It just kind of a little bit too strong on the bounce and output.
He's got great size.
A nice post move, wasn't it?
Nice little post move inside. And they got 3 solid guys that can play on an interior. In terms of Ridley and Iman, and also you got the kid Turner.
All of them with long arms and good post moves.
Yeah, Prince right
and
there.
Good defenders, too.
Give you size inside. That's why it's so difficult to beat Kentucky. With all that size, you better make the perimeter shot against them or you're in trouble. Everybody will talk about that on a tough night. They'll end up winning by 25 or so.
Well, you know, Texas has to play Kentucky.
I know they do.
They have that coming up, so I'm going to be curious to watch that game. That's going to be fun to watch, those front lines. Matthews got into traffic and got tripped up by Prince eBay.
They've done a great job keeping shots away from Matthews.
Back to the Garden in a moment.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by 2K's NBA 2K15. Available now, rated everyone. And Progressive. Visit progressive.com today.
Welcome back, everyone. Texas with a 54-42 lead here at Madison Square Garden. Just under 8 minutes to go. John Saunders alongside of Dick Vitale. We've talked about this Texas team, just how long they are and their front line, and just how inferior they might feel to a Kentucky team as good as they are, because Kentucky can send 10 guys out there like that. Who's a team out there or a squad that has a chance to challenge Kentucky?
Well, you know, I think first of all, you got to take a look at Wisconsin. I think with Kaminsky and Hayes, they got a kid who I think is going to be a star. Nigel Hayes, I don't think he's going to be a good player. I think he's going to be a special player. They got Decker on the front court. They got a back court that is so experienced. And I think a club like that on a neutral floor can give them trouble. And I firmly believe when it's all said and done, I know John is a master psychologist. He can teach over at Harvard psychology to be able to convince players of the kind of caliber that they are to play 18 and 20 minutes a night versus playing 35 is unbelievable. That's coaching at its best, and I give him credit for that. But I think ultimately that could hurt you. I think it hurts your rhythm, your timing, and you have to play the big guys. Duke will not back down from there. Certainly with Okafor in the post. I mean, there are teams out there that can challenge them. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, today there's a big shock, but I'll say they only won by 24. Wow, only 24.
I don't think this Texas team is going to back down from Kentucky either.
No, they won't back down.
Not with this front line.
And North Carolina's got a lot of talent as well. They're going to bring some smiles to the people in North Carolina who really are sitting there now wondering what's going to happen with that NCAA investigation over the academic scandal that exists. You know, I read some quotes and people said, well, you know, a lot of schools have situations where you have online classes, where you have situations of independent study. That wasn't about independent study. That wasn't about online classes. That was about not going to class and getting A's. And that is ugly, and a university like North Carolina is too proud. Many of the great, great graduates have to put up with that. I know Roy Williams was totally frustrated, embarrassed, and humiliated when that transpired.
I think that had less of a reflection on the athletic programs at North Carolina and more of a reflection of a program that got out of hand.
Got out of control.
That absolutely got out of control and got away from the university, not so much the athletic program.
Well, it wasn't just athletes. 48%
Right,
of those
that's exactly what I'm
were
saying.
athletes.
Well, Turner, a couple of nice pump fakes, and that's what got that contact that got him that foul call. Next Wednesday, the Journey to the Tourney, presented by Sonic, continues at the EA Sports Maui Championship game from the Lahaina Civic Center, 10 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN, also live on Watch ESPN.
Got to use Surfer.
No, but I'll tell you what. I used to like the bodysuits when I was at the Maui, which for me just meant go out in the water and wait for the tide to bring you back in. Oh, nice rebound by Kravish.
Can't wait next week. I'll be over in Orlando working with Dave O'Brien, proud Syracuse grad. Doing some good games out there. Could possibly have a Michigan State Kansas final. Two guys I know are going to be in the Hall of Fame, Bill Self and Tom Izzo. I don't think there's any doubt John Calipari, when it's all said and done, and also Billy Donovan. Those are the four guys in the college landscape right now who are destined for Hall of Fame status.
And I think they'll be there before it's all said and done.
Oh, absolutely.
Much like we have with Coach K and Coach Boeheim and Roy Williams. They're still going strong are in the Hall of Fame.
Jim Kelly.
And yourself. Much like you, still going strong and in the Hall of Fame.
Something's wrong in our nation. I'm in 12 Hall of Fames. I can't run, I can't jump, I can't shoot, and I got a bodybuilding wiener. But the one thing I could never take away from you, John, all my life, and I owe it to my mom and dad, and today was my dad's birthday. Love them dearly, Dad. Miss you so much. And I can tell you this, they taught me in life to always be enthusiastic and energetic about whatever you do.
I mean, like Jonathan Holmes?
Jonathan Holmes is phenomenal, man. I said before the show basically started, special. Saw it in that game against Iowa. Saw it last year.
It's the largest lead of the game. Bird, who has been inexplicably quiet.
The whole difference in this tournament between all the teams in Texas has been one basic fact: team defense. They play team defense as a unit. So many teams play individual defense. I can remember so many times sitting talking to guys like Mike Krzyzewski and John Thompson's over the years, and Bobby Knight, how it's so important to play as a unit, communicate, give help, block out.
Well, it allows you to be more aggressive as an individual defender if you know that should you be beaten,
You got help.
there is somebody there to back you up.
That's why those Georgetown teams are so great when they had a guy back there anchoring the defense by the name of Mr. Ewing.
Well, that helps too. When the last line of defense is a Patrick Ewing or an Alonzo Mourning or someone like that.
Has not been pretty offensively, but it certainly has been, from a coaching standpoint, a clinic with the job they've done defensively in Texas. Because California posed some real threats offensively.
Oh, Ridley got bumped, still got it up on the iron to roll it in.
Well, he got a little help there. Also, his body helped him to strength. He is one big guy.
Kravish.
Nice backdoor cut.
Matthews.
Nice cut by Matthews without the ball. That's something you like to see a little bit more. Movement without the ball. We saw a lot of them offense they've been getting is off the bounce. Nice
What
cut.
a pass to Lammert from Ridley.
Another cut without the ball. Nice assist by Ridley. Shows his passing ability. Rick Wise has to be pleased with their performance, playing without their star point guard.
Kravish turns around, knocks it down. Timeout they'd called by Konzo Martin.
He's a good-looking player in Kravish. We watched him 2 nights now. Very impressive.
Now, the 30-second timeout from there is 30.
The offensive Cameron Ridley.
Here's Ridley down in the post now. Watch this, right down the lane. Bam, layup. Hey, the telestrator worked right there, John. It worked.
I'm not sure what you telestrated, but it made a line.
Well, Ridley went right down the gun of the defense. Great cut without the ball. Ridley with the pass. Lammert with the cut.
A 15-point lead. I'll tell you what. The journey to the tourney presented by Sonic continues at the EA Sports Maui Championship game from the Lahaina Civic Center, as we mentioned earlier. 10 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. And then next Friday, the battle for the Atlantis Championship game, 4 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Should be some great games. But as I mentioned at the outset of the broadcast tonight, you and I have been working together for almost 30 years.
Wow.
And we've both enjoyed our careers here at ESPN has been fantastic, and we continue. We're just getting started as far as I'm concerned. But you've got just as much excitement as you did 30 years ago. It's amazing.
Well, thank you, John.
You've got just as much fire and passion and fun as you did when I first met you.
Try to live every day that way. I really do. I try to be excited about each day, and very blessed and lucky to be able to sit here to do these games.
I consider myself blessed and lucky to call you a friend.
Well, thank you, buddy. You've been a good guy to know, and a friend I will never forget. In one moment in my life, while you were there when I came out of the operating room, and you were standing there, you and Sandy Montag, and I'll always remember that.
Texas Longhorns, shot clock is now at 5. Felix has to go to work. Little stutter step. They're not going to beat it, though.
He gave him real good leadership, though, here tonight. He took over for Taylor as the starter. Not happy Rick Barnes right there. Look at that intensity. Look at that emotion. He's not a happy guy right there. Oh, he's right there. Look at this. He is not.
All right, Steve, thanks. We got a million of those stories. But we'll be telling about some of the things that Texas has been able to do on our Reese's Perfect Play.
I'll tell you one thing, they executed really well, the high-low action. You're going to see it right here. The ball goes, freeze it, right here. Holmes has great look. Look down here. He's going to execute here, layup. There it goes, right there to the goal. Nice pass. eBay with the score, gets the dish from Holmes, who has done it all. You see it again? Right there. Beautiful execution. Working out of practice on a regular basis. And coaches love seeing him perform with great efficiency.
They share the basketball. They play team defense.
Yep, they really do a great job. You know, Steve, and right now, Seth talking there about Florida really struggling right now. I really equate one of their players, Chris Walker, a kid with great athleticism and ability, with Miles Turner. They're in a situation, the learning process.
Travis working on Ridley over top of him.
He's got that nice little jump hook, and he can utilize either hand with that.
Yeah, Travis is going to be a load in the Big 12.
They're gonna be tough.
In the Pac-12.
They're going to be tough to deal with this with the Haas Pavilion.
Felix gets bumped by Matthews.
Pretty nice, though, if you lose a guy of the caliber of Isaiah Taylor and you can have a 2-year starter ready to replace him in the starting lineup like Felix.
Well, a couple of years ago when Felix was a freshman and Mike Kabongo was supposed to be the starting point guard, he, of course, ran into problems with the NCAA and had to sit out most of the season. Even when he came back for a couple of games, he had to sit down once again for the rest of the year, eventually turned pro. But Javon Felix filled in as a freshman, wasn't expected to play much at all. As a result, he's probably ahead of where you would expect him to be even as a junior.
They had a tough time in that year. That was the year where it really was a struggle city. That came to the Garden, and they were humiliated by Georgetown.
Yeah. I sat courtside on the baseline for that game. That's the first time I saw Ridley and Felix.
You and I sat together down on the baseline. Be back in Madison Square Garden for the Jimmy V Classic. Indiana and Louisville. Nice little matchup.
Jimmy V and help raise money to fight cancer. Bounce pass was at the feet of Ridley. Not going to be able to catch that. Wallace gets blocked. He went in there casually. And you can't do anything casual against Jonathan Holmes.
Tell you one thing, Jonathan Holmes showing not only his ability to play offense, but his defense ability, showing his versatility. You're right. He went a little casual right here, a little calm, and Mr. Holmes said, get that sucker out of here, baby. Get it out of here. Thou shalt not enter thy lane, says Jonathan.
10 blocks for Texas.
Rick Barnes has to be incredibly pleased, he and his staff, Rob Lanier and company, with their defensive effort. Because this was a challenge. Cal presents a challenge with that big perimeter three.
This Texas team is going to be a difficult team to play this year.
Absolutely. They're legit top 10, John. They're a legit top 10 team. And they're going to get better and better. They get all their parts.
Kravish again, he can score in multiple ways.
He can. Step outside, jump hooks in the lane, medium range jump shot, and he passes the ball exceptionally well.
And we saw a lot of that last night.
That gets the Syracuse zone.
Texas working a little clock now. There's a little weave going on. High screens hit by Ridley. Felix back outside. Holmes. Drive. He got hit hard and didn't go down quite as hard as he could have. I think his athletic ability was able to avoid going down much harder than this. But I'm not so sure this is much of a actual basketball play here.
Frustration.
Yeah, the officials want to look at this.
Show the frustration.
Yeah, Mute Abedius.
He went for the ball, John. He's going for the ball for the block shot right here. He certainly didn't deliberately try to hurt him. I don't believe he did.
No, I don't think he did either. I'm just, again, intent is not
right there,
what determines whether or not it's flagrant.
And his hand got tangled up around his head area, but watch, he's going for the ball.
Yeah, when he ducks under, he's got to change his block attempt too, but the question then becomes, should he have given up on it completely and avoid knocking him to the floor?
I personally give him right to 2 shots. Give him a flagrant one.
Flagrant one is a call, excessive or unnecessary, and not a legitimate play on the ball. It doesn't have to be all of these things.
See, I don't believe it's a flagrant one. I really don't. I think the kid was absolutely going to block that shot, and his arm got tangled up. But again, they're seeing it differently and can respect that.
So it's 2 shots in the ball.
Holmes has been terrific again tonight. I think he leaves with the MVP award.
For the entire 2 days?
Yeah. Who else would you take over?
Well, it's not that I would take anybody over him. I just wanted to clarify what you were talking about when you said the MVP.
I would give him the MVP based on the 2 days, John. He was the difference maker in the game. They came from behind against Iowa. They went on a spurt late in the game to break it open, 19-7, and he scored 11 of the 19 points. And you called it sitting here.
He's got 19 and 11 today.
Plus, he made some good defensive plays. And when he blocked the shot down here, it looked like an unmolested layup.
College football underway, and we'll be joined when we're done.
When they do that weave, just jump switch. Jump switch on it. He can handle this kid. He's got a good handle on the basketball. It's that screen.
Yeah, from behind, Singer says, okay.
Jimmy V used to do that as well as anybody's teams. Deflections from behind. Nice ball fake.
Matthews.
But Matthews and Bird have really been quiet tonight.
Especially Bird. I want to quickly check into the studio with Chris Cotter.
All right, John, just a reminder, you talked about it. Football, they've kicked off. San Jose State and Utah State currently airing on ESPN News. As soon as you guys wrap up your game between Texas and Cal, we'll move that game back over here to ESPN2 until its conclusion. Guys?
All right, thanks a lot. You keep, it's like airplanes on the runway at LaGuardia. You got to steer those football games and basketball games in and out of all the networks we have. Felix wants that. He is welcoming that contact. And that's why Singer gave him that smile, like, what are you doing?
On a little delay game here.
Offensive foul, Lammert.
Moving screen.
Yeah, I think that was more a reflection of what was going on between Singer and Felix, and then Lammert just ended up being the one that got the punishment.
Well, here it is right now. Lammert's going to hand the ball up.
He didn't really do anything. I think, like I said, those other 2 guys are going at it. That's reflection there. Wallace, floater, good.
He's got that little floater in the lane, Wallace. He really does. You can utilize either hand. Conzo Martin really sang the praises of Wallace to me on a phone conversation. I can see why. The story tonight was the team defense of Texas and the play of Jonathan Holmes. That's Jonathan right now. Up and under move. Little ball fake and a head fake, young guys. I'm going to show them squared up, shooting the trifecta. Stepping out, showing versatility. They're going to watch him down in the box inside. He has been the star of stars at the Mecca at Madison Square Garden. And if you can do it in New York, as Francis Albert Sinatra said, you can do it anywhere.
And that makes him the NBA 2K15 player of the game with 19 points tonight. And Dick Vitale also has awarded him MVP of the entire 2 days.
I'm going to give him a big trophy.
You are?
We're going to make one up for him. Hey, John, you do it in New York big time. You got the sports reporters, you got the NFL shows. You're like Mr. Versatility, man.
Don't forget college football.
College football.
Got a busy day tomorrow. Busy weekend.
So you earned that big cash.
Singer commits the foul, trying to chase after Felix.
You guys do a great job in the studio. You really do.
It's good fun this year with, speaking of Texas, Mac Brown, and joined Danny Cannell and myself. It's Mac Brown, the former head coach of the Longhorns, won a national championship for Texas back 2005. Vince Young
is he
was
here?
His quarterback. Mac Brown? No,
Mac Brown?
He's probably up in Connecticut right now. Probably landed a couple hours ago, and he's up there getting ready for tomorrow. And Mac, I'll be on my way up there in the morning to join you.
How do you like this for a playoff situation?
I love it. I think this has made college football, which was already the most interesting regular season in all sports, became that much more interesting because of this 4-team playoff. And I don't want to hear 8 teams, because these late season games would not be nearly as important or as exciting if you had 8 teams in the playoff. With 4, it's perfect. Every weekend is like a playoff elimination game leading up to this final week.
Well, some people are writing Nicole Warbach's here, and she wrote an article that maybe the NCAA basketball now is going to start posting who might be the #1 seeds like they do. And I don't buy that. I'm going to tell you why I don't buy it in basketball.
Why?
I like what it's done in football. In basketball, you would eliminate the importance of Selection Sunday, where we can rant and rave about who was left out, who should have been a #1 seed. You don't have that. So Selection Sunday then doesn't become the kind of unique setting that it is. That's my argument.
No, but all season long, just think, if they went all the way down to the bottom of the 68, you'd be like, oh, we're in right now, and then the next week we're out right now. Then so the bottom part, it creates excitement over the last several weeks of the season.
I don't like that. I also had a big debate with Dan Patrick on his radio show. He said the games mean nothing in college basketball in a regular season. That is absurd and ludicrous. And I love my guy Dan. I love him. He's a star of stars. But I can tell you this, don't tell me they don't mean anything, these games. What about seeding? What about the fact of trying to really get your team to win a conference championship? The pride factor, the passion, it does mean something.
At the collegiate level, you cannot say, when you're playing only 35 games, you cannot say the regular season does not matter. The only place it doesn't matter is at the pro level. And here are the college football playoff championship games, the semifinals, the Rose Bowl, and of course the Sugar Bowl on January 1st, and the championship game 11 days later on the 12th from Jerry's World.
Well, simply, you don't have to go to Harvard to figure out. It does mean something. There's over 300 teams playing Division I. 68 are going to make the big tournament. So it does mean something to be one of those 68.
Wallace, no good. Gravish, no good. And that'll about do it. The Longhorns.
Wire to wire. Texas team defense. Rick Barnes gets another W in this game. He's got himself a quality basketball team. It's a great, great city. Austin College campus is a great city.
A tremendous learning experience for all 4 teams, though, Dick. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Great chance to evaluate. You saw it tonight, for example. Great game. Syracuse and Iowa. And Syracuse came back and got a win.
Up next on ESPN2, college football, San Jose State against Utah State. That's it from Madison Square Garden. Thanks for watching.